And we're live. There we go.
Yo, yo.
What's up? This is Mark. This is the Late Night Freedom stream. I haven't been on in a long time, so we're gonna do some bookkeeping, but I just want to start by introducing Mark a little bit. Me and Mark have known each other for a long time, played in a band together. You're kicked off of Facebook.
Yes. No Facebook for me.
Yeah, that's how you know he's a good one. What was the meme that got you kicked off Facebook?
I'm not really sure because they didn't actually ban me. They just completely deleted my account. So, but I'm pretty sure it was around COVID, so I'm pretty sure it had something to do with the vaccine or something like that. But that's all I know.
Yeah, that makes sense. It was like 2021, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, Mark's a good guy, and he's gonna be my co-host for the show. He's of the Live Green fame. His uncle wrote "Carry On My Wayward Son," so that's a fun factoid for you. I actually had a picture of me and Carrie on my old phone, but I lost it when that phone got fried. I'm really upset about that. But we're going to go through some comments and stuff, so you guys leave some comments. But I want to do a recap, because last time I made a video, it was my coverage of Pride, which this was kind of what I went to capture, because this is a clip of them doing the Drag Queen Story Hour. You can see all the little kids out there and everything. And, I got a big response on Facebook, a lot of backlash from the queens, which was kind of on purpose. My enemies helped me promote that video quite a bit. It ended up getting like 1,000 views or something on Facebook. But a lot of people in the community saw it. And I met a guy recently. He messaged me the other day. Actually, maybe I can just read his message. But I was really surprised to see it. And I think it's indicative of the culture shifting in a big way. And a lot of people that were scared to speak out a year ago aren't so scared to speak out anymore, and there's kind of just a change in the culture. This kid messaged me and he said, "Hey man, I wanted to write to you in regards of apologizing for being a sissy libtard last year. I commented on a few of your stuff. Just wanted to say that I've pretty much been red pilled." Yeah.
nice.
So we're going to go ahead and get him on right now and talk to him a little bit and see what that was like, since just a year ago, I guess he was really offended by my video, whereas now he thinks it's pretty cool. So here's Taylor. Oh, wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
We got it. We're back.
Yeah.
Damn, son. Nice intro.
Yeah, technology is really advanced, guys. How's it going?
Good.
Good, man. Good. How are you doing, Taylor?
Oh, dude, all right.
I hear you're really blowing up.
Blowing up. Oh, yeah.
Moment of impact.
Yeah, a little bit. It's getting a little
So-
hot in here.
I want you to tell people about what your reaction to my video was when you first saw it, and then kind of like how you got red pilled.
Yeah, so whenever I like first saw the video, this is back in like the summer, I think. I saw the video and it was just kind of on my feed. I was thinking of going Pride that year, see some friends and stuff. But I had work that day, so I couldn't go. And then I saw the video pop up on my feed somewhere, and got like incredibly offended by it because I saw a lot of my, close and personal friends there, just on land bass. But I don't really associate those people too much anymore. So,
So you'd say it's kind of from like changing the people that you're around that changed your opinions, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's it's pretty complex, but that's definitely part of it. Just changing my complete, friend group and stuff. I'm hanging out with like alt-right furries now, so it's a little weird. It's a little bit of a different crowd. yeah, definitely a different point of view on life now. After seeing What Is a Woman, I kind of researched more into it because I, was just mindlessly watching Matt Walsh content. And, I think it's definitely changed my perspective on stuff. The research that was shown in it and just the facts that were laid out on the table in the documentary. I think he did a really good job, as much as I fucking hate Matt Walsh videos.
Well, that's the thing too.
But-
if anybody's watching this who hasn't seen What Is a Woman or doesn't know what we're talking about, watch it. I mean, I feel like it's made by the Daily Wire, but the way the interviews are conducted is he just allows these people on the left who are like gender doctors and like like professors and stuff, kind of lets them hang themselves with their own logic. He just lets them talk long enough where it reveals how flawed their arguments are. It's a really good documentary.
Mixing the words trans and hang yourself doesn't really go well, I don't think.
Hey, well, so I also wanted to talk to you about, because you're a lot younger than me, you're 19. So what do you think of like Zoomers? I know you said you kind of changed crowds, but to me, it seems like Zoomers are really starting to get pretty based, pretty red pilled, tired of the woke stuff.
Well, that's the thing, is that like Zoomers have always kind of been like that. I don't think I know too many Zoomers who like really fucking like Biden or something. Maybe like one or two that are like, in the special education class, but not many. Most of us are just like Trump supporters and stuff like that. But I think Zoomers are definitely kind of putting their foot out in YouTube and putting their foot out in a new kind of area of kind of trying to make stuff and trying to get their word out. I think a lot of Zoomer voters though can be a little bit retarded, but it just kind of depends on the person, I guess. I definitely think there's a future with us, with a lot.
I agree, man. A lot of good content coming out of the Zoomers. I really like John Doyle's content. It seems like there's some real energy being put into the movement by the Zoomers. So, man, Taylor, thanks again for reaching out and thanks for coming on the show. We'll have you back on once we get.
Oh yeah, no problem.
This thing
no problem.
Cool.
Thanks, dude.
Yeah, just let me know if you guys want me back on, and I'll come back on. I ain't got nothing else to do.
Oh yeah. Well, we'll talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon. Peace.
Bye. Yeah, interesting, right?
That's cool.
He's an all right kid. So next, I kind of want to get into this kind of parlays nicely. I'm going to do the screen share now. So if there's some kind of like crazy issue, Mark, you'll have to let me know because I don't have dual monitors. But
Gotcha.
Let's see. Share screen. It looks like Grayson said, I think I heard about that, but never saw it. Not sure what he was referring to there, but we're about to get into some more. I call this section clowning local activists. So here's our first picture. This is one of the women that was involved with the Pride event last year. Next, this is a guy. I forget what the organization is called. It's like Springfield Watchdogs or something. But this guy documents on Twitter how the city of Springfield actually did spend money getting a booth for the Pride event, and they lied and said that they didn't. It's like a 8-piece memo, 8 pieces of information that I learned from my sunshine request from Springfield, Greene County, Missouri Health Department. Department PR person Aaron Shirker signed up for department for a nonprofit advocate level sponsorship, was more than $200. And then it's a really good thread. It's worth looking at. And it shows about all of like the weird little petty bureaucratic corruption in the city of Springfield. And some over an issue like this, it's pretty interesting. City manager Jason Gage knew the city and the health department had sponsorship levels that were not just getting a booth. In an email, he expressed concerns to health department director And see, with the Sunlight Act, he has all kinds of like emails and where this prior sponsorship, but I believe the act of sponsoring heightens our position from just getting a booth to pass out health related information. And I did talk to the booth that was the city of Springfield when I was there, and they told me about how they have incentives to get like diversity people interning there. Here's the Glow Center's website. So this is still a big issue in our town, and there's a lot of activists still pushing to indoctrinate children into this. You can see here, Rainbow Kids Storytime with parents and teachers. That's January 24th from 3 to 5 for children ages 0 to 5. So if you want to know who the most negligent parents in town are, you can be there January 24th from 3 to 5. And then I just want to talk about that stuff a little bit, because how crazy is that, Mark?
It's just insane. I don't understand why they have to involve children all the time in their sexuality. It's like it used to be, children, we were doing everything we could to protect their innocence for as long as we could. And now it's like we're trying to do everything to destroy it as early on and, make everything that's taboo acceptable to them before they can even understand it or know what it is completely.
Right. I always like to emphasize how difficult life is for me, like a man, a 26-year-old man. I never have to wonder what gender I am or my biology. And there's still so many hurdles and so many things that you have to endure. Like, I can't imagine like trying to endure life's struggles without knowing what my biological sex is. Like, it's such a dangerous thing to bring a child into.
And it's more than just the sexuality, even the indoctrination of just money. They're watching money being handed out. There's always a focus on money. It's like that's not healthy for a child. Anyways, a child doesn't even need to think about stuff like that. And now they're being taught that you want that money.
Right. Well, and that's something I noticed. I didn't get any video of Crystal Method. I had to leave the Pride event early, but Crystal Method had like 100 people. He was the headliner for the event, and they did an interview, and there was little kids in the front of the audience asking questions to Crystal Method about being a drag queen, and all of the questions were like, "Have you been on TV? Are you famous? How many followers do you have?" And it's just such a obvious, like, these kids are getting involved in this because they see it as the path of least resistance to be famous and to have attention and adoration. That's the signal that they're getting from the culture right now.
Yeah.
And so let's get into this a little bit more. This might be interesting to you, Mark. I actually haven't looked into this much. I just found it when I was doing research for our stream. But this got recommended to me by Twitter. And it is the man who is the founder of the Glow Center. And that's not it. This guy, Aaron Shirkora, executive director at the Glow Center, owner of Own Your Pride, Mo, and Queerly Caffeinated, foster dad, he, him. So he's got some posts that I think are interesting. He says, when I saw that Missouri's proposed Don't Say Gay bill was scheduled for a hearing, I immediately asked off for Tuesday and started preparing to go testify against it. Now I'm spending my day absolutely dreading going up to Jefferson City tomorrow. And he's gotten some really good engagement on that, 537 likes and 24,000 views. And it's his pinned post, and it's just so representative of how these people conduct themselves, where he wants you to like feel like he's being really brave going to speak about this thing, like he's oppressed. The Don't Say Gay bill was just propaganda. It was the media trying to smear Ron DeSantis in Florida, when the bill literally just made it where you can't talk about sex in pre-K. That's all it was. But the media dubbed it the Don't Say Gay bill. You remember that, Mark?
Yeah, it's just crazy. They just label things with a "Don't Say Gay" when nothing in the bill says that. No one who proposed the bill has said anything like that. And then you look at, they're talking about it being a book banning, and then you look at what the books they're trying to ban. It's basically child porn.
Right.
So it's like, you're basically reestablishing the law again. It was already against the law to show kids this sexual material. And when people try to reestablish that again, that's when they get the pushback, because they've really just been getting away with it
Right.
at this point.
Yeah, and I mean, it's insane the book banning stuff, because these books really do just have like gay sex in them. I don't even know if it's like I remember there was some romance in young adult books when I was growing up. Like I think when you're a teenager, you can handle some romance, but there should be no debate even about like elementary schools and middle schools.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and the Cosmic Samurai said, I also didn't know that Springfield was doing stuff like that. It's like, yeah, you would think this stuff would only happen in LA or these big liberal cities, but really it's reached even rural Missouri.
Mhm.
It's got to be pushed everywhere now.
I was
And I
explaining this to Taylor. It's like it shows you how degraded the culture is when it reaches Springfield, Missouri, because we get everything the East Coast and the West Coast get, but we get it last.
Yeah. And it's just crazy. I almost feel like they want to kind of push people like us out of the cities. It's about creating this in group in the inner cities where it makes it feel like, uh, if you're conservative, you really just kind of want to get out of there and maybe, move to somewhere rural just to get away from this kind of craziness. But they really focus on the cities.
Yeah, like if you're even slightly cosmopolitan, it's coming to get you. Uh, Grayson said, I've definitely seen a lot of these borderline pornographic books being read to the board by parents and how quickly they shut them down when the material they're letting the kids read. Yeah, there is a ton of videos. I think we've all seen them at this point where they're like, the administrative people at the meetings would be like, hey, you can't say penis or butthole. And they're like, yeah, but this is in the kids' library, and
Yeah.
it's just such a clown world kind of look where the adults can't handle to hear this pornographic material, yet we need to expose our the next generation to it. It's total
Yeah.
hypocrisy.
It's sci-fi level. It's Children of the Corn. You're going to the town and all the children are in charge and they're, killing the adults if they want to. It's just like we've let things get flip-flopped to that level where it's upside down world.
Right. It's I always think it's weird. I think it's the difference between like religious people and secular people where they believe that like, one, I believe there's a purity to childhood, but at the same time, I think Paul Washer gives a really good demonstration of like the fallenness of like an infant, where if you had a nice watch on and you slap the hand away from an infant, he's going to get upset and cry, and you're going to have to work, like, he's going to be irrational. And if he was big enough, if he was bigger than you, he would kill you and take that watch. Not because he hates you. Well, it is the thing he's feeling is hate, but it's just like, people that let children take the lead are terribly foolish. In
Yeah.
my
I
opinion.
mean, they're ignoring people's nature because you don't have to teach a kid not to lie, or you don't have to teach a kid to lie or to steal, but they'll do those things naturally. You have to work to train them to do otherwise and to think in a way that doesn't produce that kind of thought in them, where it's just like you can just live selfishly and everything's okay.
Yeah, the world will eat them alive. You're setting them up for failure if you raise your kid to just be like, to not be able to get along with others and, just to be selfish, to be a bad person, essentially. One to the extreme to the other. To me, it was once don't be gay, and now it's be gay and do whatever you want while being celebrated for your braveness. Actually, yeah, totally. We've had this overcorrection of sensitivity in our culture where it went from legitimate discrimination to endorsing sin, where there's got to be some happy place in the middle where people aren't being discriminated against, but also we're not promoting lifestyles that are going to lead the next generation into sin and turmoil and the culture decaying more.
Yeah. That's so true. If the person who loves you tells you the most truth, when someone
Absolutely.
lies to you and tells you what you want to hear, they're not doing that for you. They're doing that so that you don't feel a certain way about them. and it's just that people tell these lies of
It's
omission to
manipulation.
protect themselves.
Yeah. Yeah, it's I think it was Thomas Aquinas that said love is to will the good of the other. You know,
Yes, sir.
and if you're doing that, if you're doing that, you're not trying to manipulate people's emotions for your own personal gain. Bottom
Exactly.
line. So let's get into some more stuff here. I think next, what do we got? Oh, I want to make fun of Stun. We'll get into that. Being sound in your morals is now demonized. Yeah, like the most trad thing or the most like counterculture thing you can do is to be trad and to go to church and to not party and to have a family and to be virtuous. You know, vice is the norm now. So I'm going to share my screen again and we're going to get into the next topic here, which I'm kind of excited about. So this next thing, this woman here is a representative for STUN, which is Springfield Tenants Unite. And this is basically just leftist activists that are socialists that don't like landlords and love to complain. So this is one
Ellis Barber
at the city council meeting. Got the final word at the city council meeting, by the way.
What's up, council? It's Chad Kroger.
Again, just for the record, my name is Alice Barber. I'm a resident of Zone 2 and a leader of Springfield Tenants Unite. And I wanted to speak on Council Bill 2023-268 as well, even though it has been taken off the agenda. First, because I wanted to thank all of the members of council for removing it from the agenda. The people of Springfield, and particularly the tenants who spoke with me when that bill was introduced, we made our concerns about it clear, and I was glad to see that all of our representatives listened to those concerns and chose to withhold or withdraw sponsorship. But I also wanted to address this because I am concerned about what's going to come next. This issue is still something that we need to resolve because the issues raised in that bill are legitimate. Sometimes city staff have to deal with situations that disrupt business as usual, and there should be a protocol for that. But it is vital that those rules be clear and just.
So it seems like what she is talking about right now, the bill that she's mentioning, is a bill that allows homeless people to be kicked off of from public buildings. So they'll get a ban for like a year. So she's worried that homeless people being able to like sleep on the porches of the courthouse, she's worried that outlawing that is going to affect Springfield tenants somehow, I guess. But it just goes to show how this is just like not really about housing as much as it is about like socialism and activism on the left. And they promote all of the things that any other leftist organization promotes. And here's their website. This is the donate page. And it says, we must love and protect one another always. Actually, I'm not going to read the whole thing. Anyways, this is the part that's interesting. It says, part of what makes STUN strong is we're made up of deeply impacted tenant leaders, those closest to the problem and therefore closest to the solution. We are single moms, the elderly, working class, of color, queer, unhoused, and people of various physical and mental abilities, which make us strong, but it also means we are more vulnerable. COVID-19, dangerous, inclement weather, and the everyday violence of evictions hits us the hardest. Thus, we need to have each other's backs every day. So, and then it goes on to say, in crisis, we can respond to the needs of our community. For the collective power mutual, your donation will go towards food and supply, blah, blah, blah. I wonder if that's true at all even, but they're worried about all of this DEI kind of stuff. And here, isn't that kind of, have you seen those memes and stuff, Mark, like about people complaining about landlords?
Yeah, I mean, it's just like anarcho-communism or something. They think that the landlords are the problems, and if we raise taxes on the landlords, that's not going to raise the rent. It's just, I feel bad for these people because the goal is noble. Like the whole idea, we need to get homeless people in houses. Yeah, we need to do that, but how do we do that? by getting more government regulations. No, that's actually what caused the homelessness problem in the first place. When in places like Argentina, you see President Milei in Argentina, he freaking completely deregulates the housing market. He eliminated 90% of the federal government in one day. And the homelessness problem in Argentina disappeared in one day because all those people, even though they were moving into homes that were probably run down, there's no regulations on the homes they can move into. So all of them can get homes now. So it's just the solution to the problem is the opposite of everything they're trying to do. It's to deregulate, it's to get rid of the government involvement and all these things.
Preach, Mark. That's what I'm talking about, dude. Absolutely. They've got the thing on its head. You know, they don't really, and like the thing that cracks me up is I feel like most of these people, I'm going to say some generalizations that are going to piss some people off right now, but I feel like most of these people are lazy and just work like entry level jobs, and that's why they're struggling to pay rent. Like most of the people in this organization, I'm saying, because you know how hard it is to work hard enough to come up with the income to invest in homes to be able to rent to other people. The only reason people rent instead of buy is because you don't have enough capital saved up to buy outright. So people that are landlords that are doing all this extra work so that you can have the cheaper product and have a place to live really should be venerated in some ways. Like I know we've had there's shady realtors for sure, but I mean it's a pretty impressive feat to get an operation like that going, you know. And these people just totally act like they're monsters and they don't contribute anything, like they're the lazy ones, when actually you have to bust your ass to be able to do something like that. And I wonder how many of these tenants that have problems at their house have like called their landlord and actually just asked them to fix it, or like how many of them have got evicted for reasons that are totally valid and they're just butthurt about it now.
Yeah. I mean, you really got to feel bad for the landlords. And you know, are they going to mention the fact that BlackRock bought half of the homes in America last year? It's like they're not really mad at the people they should be mad at, which is the big corporations that are making the market just be destroyed. When they're mad at their neighbor who owns, you know, a couple of homes or an apartment complex, when it's just like that's the small fish.
Mm-hmm. So here's that. I'm going to go back to the website here, and we'll read the bio of the woman that was presenting, and we'll move on here shortly. But this is just, I want to talk a little bit more shit before we move on. So Alice Barber is the North Star team lead. She became a leader with Stun because she believes there are three things she can do about living in a system that values profits more than people: ignore it, be angry about it by herself and get nothing done, or organize and change things for the better. She chooses to organize. Alice especially looks forward to winning tenants' rights to counsel, because when one eviction can cost us safe and stable housing for the rest of our lives, the people with the most to lose shouldn't be the least protected. When she's not organizing with Stun, Alice likes reading, socialist propaganda, playing old school isometric computer games, and teaching herself how to sew. Well, that's kind of trad. Alice, you keep learning how to sew. I love that. That's what's up. And I mean that genuinely. I mean that deeply. You mentioned this, so I might actually skip ahead. You mentioned the president of Argentina. We're going to do a little jumping around because I actually wanted to talk about the WEF a little bit. So here's my intro bumper for it.
Population control. Jawohl, jawohl, jawohl. Thank you for your sacrifice. I despise you. Katrina Krohn, Supernova. Population control.
Klaus Schwab.
So that's Klaus Schwab. This is the kind of shit that he says.
Also to the leadership of China in terms of fighting the pandemic, in terms of reinvigorating its economy. We have now a window of opportunity to create this global reset which we all need. This global reset is necessary.
So He's a globalist shill. He wants you to eat the bugs and own nothing.
Kind of based though.
What? And him saying that China is like doing a good job, and just all of it, just all of it is so ridiculous. And then so the World Economic Forum is super woke, and they have like DEI initiatives, and so they're always like virtue signaling. This is something from this year.
You just feel the good vibes.
I play this long enough, was it going to start raining? Oh, wow, mama. What the fuck? COVID.
She's blowing the wind of God.
COVID. Oh, she's old. Don't do it. No, COVID.
She just gave him all COVID. Wow.
This is
how we solve climate change right here.
This is how we do
We've
it.
been missing the mark.
We don't need, secret Jewish machines to control the weather. This is how it's done right here. But the reason I bring the WEF up is because the president of Argentina spoke there, and a lot of people were concerned to hear that he was going to speak at the WEF. But he actually you remember when Elon Musk went to that business convention and said, "Go fuck yourself."
Yeah.
He basically did that, and it's badass.
I haven't seen this.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much. Today, I'm here to tell you that the Western world is in danger. And it is endangered because those who are supposed to have to defend the values of the West are co-opted by a vision of the world that inexorably leads to socialism and thereby to poverty. Unfortunately, in recent decades, motivated by some well-meaning individuals willing to help others, and others motivated by the wish to belong to a privileged caste, the main leaders of the Western world have abandoned the model of freedom for different versions of what we call collectivism. We're here to tell you that collectivist experiments are never the solution to the problems that afflict the citizens of the world. Rather, they are the root cause. Do believe me, no one better place than us, Argentines, to testify to these 2 points.
Beautiful.
Pretty incredible, right?
Yeah, that sums it up right there. The things they want to accomplish, they accomplish the opposite, when the real answer was capitalism in the first place. Or at least not socialism.
Right. Well, and I think that it's really cool to see this too, because it shows this populist movement that's been bubbling up for a long time, that kind of was revealed with Trump and started a lot. He helped forward it, but there's just this right-wing populist kind of libertarian movement that's not just in the United States bubbling up, but all across the Western world. People are really waking up to a lot of these plots by the architects of our destruction, if you will, and fighting against this global agenda that clowns like Klaus Schwab push.
Yeah, I think it's crazy that I even, a lot of people who have woken up are kind of still schizophrenic in some ways. Like, they see him speaking at the World Economic Forum. I've seen things that are saying he's a WEF agent. It's like, if he was an agent, he wouldn't be doing any of those things he's doing. He wouldn't be, taking away power from the government and eliminating, 90% of federal workers. It's like he's doing what Trump should have done, basically.
And he's this smaller government thing is really, really amazing, and it's what sold me on Vivek Ramaswamy, because this man didn't only put forward the proposition that he wanted to end 3-letter agencies, but he had a plan for how he was going to do it. And he also talked about how if he became president, he would end our relationship with China and how it'd be hard, but it's something that as Americans, if we want to have another revitalization in this country, we're going to have to cut ties with China at some time and make them feel the pressure and not be associated with that kind of evil. Really, just even based off principle, we shouldn't do deals with China. And were you about to say something, Mark?
Well, I was just going to say we've kind of let China get away with murder. They're shipping in the fentanyl that's killing 1 million people a year or more. I mean, I work in the meat industry, and even their influence on what we eat, and a lot of meat in this country gets shipped all the way to China to get processed just to get sent back. Like, that makes any type of sense, to ship all your meat, your fresh meat, around the world so it can get packaged and cut and sent back to you. When it's just
Right.
insane to me. It's that we've delegated all these things to China that we could do ourselves, but it's just because of trade deals. Some of the trade deals that Trump made are the ones that are screwing us right now, and it's just kind of sad. I really wish we had a guy like Milley to kind of help us out with something like this.
Yeah. Who was what's the guy that was eating the apple? He's a Canadian.
Pierre, I think.
Yeah.
in
Oh
Canada.
man, I'm excited about him too.
He's cool.
He's super cool. So, anyways, the reason we're talking about Vivek is he did not do as well in the Iowa caucus as he hoped he would have. So he is dropping out of the race and endorsing Trump. I'm a big fan of Vivek, and this move honestly makes me like him more because here's his statement. This entire campaign is about speaking the truth. We did not achieve our goal tonight, and we need an America First patriot in the White House. The people spoke loud and clear about who they want. Tonight, I am suspending my campaign and endorsing Donald J. Trump, and will do everything I can to make sure he is the next U.S. president. I am enormously proud of this team, this movement, and our country. And he's done, for being somebody that nobody knew of 2 years ago, he has done amazing work. He's been on everybody's podcast. He's been on CNN. He was talking to the left, and he was saying things that no other conservative will say, and being really bold, and is the kind of leader that I hope that we have in the future. And I really think this is the right move for his career as a politician. Really, really a smart move.
Yeah.
Thank you. Wow, how was that? Pretty good, right?
Yeah, well, pretty good.
He's a fantastic guy.
He's a fantastic guy.
I mean, what I think people don't notice, I think, after the last election, people have gotten so spun out, they don't remember what a normal election's like. It's like Vivek is doing what Republicans always would do after they'd lose at the caucuses. They would endorse the front runner. But instead, you're seeing the Republicans at the top are still fighting. So, Nikki Haley said it's a 2-person race right now, and she's acting like it's between her and Ron DeSantis. It's like you can see the two establishment candidates, helping each other out, and then Trump and Vivek are just kind of like oddballs because they're doing what is totally normal for an election. Which, I mean, everything I see from Vivek makes me trust him more, because if he wasn't legit, then he would have kept fighting Trump, just like Haley and DeSantis are doing.
Like the rest of the swamp creatures. And, DeSantis, I think it's an honest play. Like, I think he just got caught up in the stuff. I like DeSantis, but should have just stayed the governor of Florida. This is not going well for him.
At least DeSantis is a genuine conservative. I mean, you can tell by the way he, does his government in Florida that at least he's a legit conservative. Nikki Haley is a sellout neocon.
She's such a plant. Like, literally, like, how are you going to run as a conservative on girl power? Who's buying that? How does she have any votes anywhere? I saw this video showing about the caucus, how a bunch of Democrats registered to vote in the Republican caucus, and they voted for Nikki Haley. So that's a big part of the contingent we're seeing in these poll numbers right now from the Iowa caucus is Democrats that switched over to the Republican thing to vote for Nikki Haley, which shows you who she is.
Yeah. I watch MSNBC and CNN just for fun sometimes, and it's just funny to me because they obviously want you to love Nikki Haley.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I don't know a single Republican that likes her at all, but it's just
She's so unlikable, and she's made herself like literally. I saw a clip of her. I wish I had it pulled up right now, but she was saying, when I was working at the UN, I went and I fought for Israel every day. It's like, bitch, you're representing America.
yeah.
Like, why would you even say that if it's true? Like, how, like, as far as like the Israel Palestine thing, I'll take Israel over Palestine any day. Do I want to send billions of dollars? No, I don't think we should send billions of dollars to any other country. But like, just so like neocon, like you said, she's
Yeah.
like a liberal neocon.
The warmongering, it looks like we're about to go to war with Iran. There's certain things going on in the Gulf where they're blowing up cruise ships or cargo ships, and she's just excited as could be. It's like, you are what the Republican Party, you destroyed the Republican Party. I mean, the Republican Party used to be small government, used to be anti-war, and it's just become the party of big spending, send more money, go to war anytime you can for no reason when it's not winnable. It's just, it's
Back
sad.
to the Bush era, bro. Well, not, hopefully, I think this Vivek endorsement is going to help a lot, because if anything, Trump's going to get those runoffs from Vivek. Like, I bet, if he's pulling 7% in the Iowa caucus, which is what Vivek got, I bet that means like 5% of those people would otherwise vote for Trump, and 2% are like never Trumpers that Vivek charmed. So I think a big part of that's going to end up going to Trump.
Yeah.
Which is good. I like to see it. Trump 2024. Yeah. Let's go.
I hope it's Vivek Trump. That's what I hope.
It looks like that's the best we're going to get, man. And I'll take it. I'd take it happily at this point.
Tucker Carlson for press secretary.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's get back into this. I got a few more things before we wrap up this live stream. This has been really fun, man. I appreciate you doing this with me.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Sad.
Yeah, we'll make a thing of it. I just spent money on this software, so I got to use it. Okay, so I want to talk about the censored.tv debate. It was hosted by Elijah Schaefer, who's a new contributor to Censored TV. It was Gavin McInnes, who's the founder of Vice and generally curmudgeon-y old man with good fashion taste, and Adam King, who is this Jewish guy who contributes to InfoWars, I guess. I hadn't heard of him until this debate, but he was the only person in this debate that actually is Jewish. And then there's Nick Fuentes, who is has the America First podcast. He's known for like the Groypers, who are like pretty like anti-Semitic and like really like just like trolly shit stirring Zoomers, but they are more far right. Like when you think far right, people think Nick Fuentes. And then who's this other guy that was in the debate? Vincent James. Are you familiar with him, Mark? Because I wasn't.
Not at all.
Yeah, I wasn't before the debate. And but here's a clip from the debate that is really pretty funny. The caption says, Adam King's masterclass on how to lose a debate.
If you were given the choice, or you had to get rid of one religion.
I'll give some context. Everybody on this panel is a Catholic, including Gavin McInnes, who is defending Zionism. But Adam King is a like Kabbalistic Jew.
Religion. And it was you had to get rid of one religion. And it was Islam or Catholicism. Which one would you get rid of?
Catholicism.
What? Who do you think you're talking? You're on the debate stage with Gavin. This is what we've been trying to tell you for a long time, Gavin.
Gavin, let's talk about it. Let's really talk about this issue. Gavin,
come on.
I have one week right now. I don't think
Let's go.
Here's a real question about. So
there he goes. If you were given the
pretty premium content.
That's funny.
Oh my gosh. It's like, I guess Gavin didn't know. I didn't know much about Adam King before that debate either. And I tend to kind of agree with Gavin when it comes to that debate in general. So I was disappointed to see him lose the debate. But
Yeah.
it's kind of a tough one to win, honestly.
Yeah, Zionism's a tough issue. I mean, it's really, to me, it's kind of a hard thing to debate because it's like I don't really like the Zionists or the pro-Palestine people. I feel like they're both kind of using the same argument that their race and their religion is what makes them, you know, justified in what they're doing, whatever they're doing.
Yeah, it's all
And,
like ethnic claims, you know.
yeah,
And
that you have a right to some land, and it just none of it holds up when you look at. I mean, even if you look at their DNA of the people claiming that this land is their ancestors, they've done DNA tests, and all of them are Canaanites. None of these people who are fighting for the land of Israel are actually the ethnic Jews that lived there back in the day. So it's all just kind of
I'd have to look into
on
that.
both sides.
I haven't heard about that before in particular, but that is I've never heard that.
Yeah, the Jews that exist there today were white converts from Northern Europe. They're called Ashkenazi Jews. The actual ethnic Jews, I think, are called Khazars. But it's just, I mean, it's so convoluted. Just the fact that people think they have a right to kill people and torture people. I mean, I can't take it from either side because I see the videos of Palestinian children being blown up and people holding bodies, and it's just like no one can say that this is justified. Like,
right, yeah, when you see children on either side, and then you know it is hard to justify either side, and it's really as Americans we don't have much stake in it, so it's interesting what it's done to the culture because the people on the far left and the people on the far right that are kind of more like groypers like Nick Fuentes agree right now where they see Palestine as the enemy of their enemy. So, you know, they're kind of like pro-Palestine, where typically, you know, the right has always been associated with Zionism. My whole thing is I don't like seeing the human suffering on either side. And if I was going to visit the Middle East, the place that would be accommodating to me as a Westerner would be Israel. So if I was to have a stake in it, I'm gonna lean that way because I'd be welcome there. I wouldn't be welcome in Palestine. I wouldn't be safe. So
yeah,
that's you know, it is such a wild issue, and the kind of the Overton window on this issue has shifted so much in the past couple of years. I almost pulled up some Kanye clips, but I figured I'd not get my stream
not right now.
in the first stream. But it's such a fascinating conversation, and I'm glad that it's one that we're allowed to have in the culture now.
Yeah, it is kind of weird how it just kind of popped up again. It was like kind of a good time for people to start questioning it. And I mean, at the same time, you see these weird things about like Jewish tunnels in Brooklyn.
Right.
It's just
right.
like
that was part of the debate. Yeah.
It all kind of comes to a head, and you're just like, I don't really know if I can trust you know, these people when they're doing stuff like this. But
yeah, that was a weird thing. I do think Gavin McInnes made the point that the Hasidic Jews in New York and Brooklyn got restricted really bad for COVID. So one of his theories defending it was saying that, you know, they were worried that there was going to be more lockdowns. So they were trying to make tunnels connecting their synagogues, which I think is actually a pretty decent theory. Either that or, you know, they're doing evil blood sex magic rituals. You know, one of the two.
Yeah, you never know.
Okay, so we're winding down here. Get the heaviest right at the end. We're gonna try to bring it down a little bit. So we were talking about groypers, but now I want to talk about groupers, I think is how you pronounce it. And so it's a giant fish. And I've been showing everybody this video. I don't know if I've showed you this before, Mark, but you're familiar with like underwater welding?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like the most dangerous job in the world. And then you have this fucking giant fish.
500 pounds, probably.
Yeah. And you know, have you ever been like doing something outside and there's like a bug buzzing around your head? Like it totally messes up your focus, you know? So I just imagine I'm trying to like not blow this pipe up and die. I'm just acting like there's not a 500-pound fish approaching my face.
In the school, swimming around him.
Closer. And then, ow! Rips his mask off, dude. He's like, we got to go back up. Look at that fucking thing. He don't give a shit.
It's a big fish.
Whoa, let's see this one. I haven't vetted this, but this is another same fish.
To even mess with a fish that big is crazy.
I know, dude. Like you're asking for trouble. Oh my gosh. Look at its eyes. Its giant freaky eyes. Oh my gosh. It's like a dinosaur. He's like, get back. This is my friend. You're scaring him. The caption's totally spoiling this video. Spoilers.
Can you look up a video real quick?
Yeah. This
look
is
up
fun, though.
Manny Noodles Grouper.
Oh, okay.
Manny Noodles Grouper.
Manny Noodles Grouper. Give me 1 second. You might have to remind me. I want to see where this is going. It's only got 10 seconds left. This fish better hurry up and bite.
Yeah, he better do something here.
Yeah.
Better get serious.
Oh, he's going to bite his dick off? Oh! Okay, what am I looking up?
Manny, Manny, Noodles, Noodles Grouper. I want to see if we can find it. This is the guy from Wild Boys, yeah. This guy's insane. He handles animals like no one else in the world. And just look at, like, he's insane for even doing this. Yeah.
That fish already seems mad. He's like
grabs onto that.
Noodling for a grouper. Oh my gosh. Holy shit.
Yes.
No way.
He's not scared.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, I think they have like sharp teeth because I have this other clip here and Goliath grouper eats barracuda in one bite. So, so you see the barracuda here? It's kind of swimming around and shit. I think they have it on a line. Yeah, they have it on a line. The barracuda. Blink and you'll miss it. Here it comes. Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! I got it. I got all that on video. Damn it, I didn't want that. I know. He came out. He was underneath the boat.
Goliath grouper helping me take out invasive lionfish. The humans and the groupers are working together now.
Man, I'd love to go pole fishing.
Like with a spear.
Yeah.
That would be cool. Have you ever scuba dived before?
Never.
Me neither. I think I want to. It's on the bucket list. It's like with skydiving and scuba diving. All the diving. Got to do a lot of diving before I dive. Before I dive into the ground. Yeah, this one's kind of boring. I probably should have ended with the Jackass video. That was awesome. But yeah, man. Oh no, I didn't do that all stream, and then I did it right then. Real life Aquaman. Yeah, hell yeah, Grayson. I appreciate you hanging out, homie. We'll get you on the stream next time.
It's been good.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Mark. This has been After Hours, talking smack on Springfield, watching videos, talk about politics. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Taylor, thanks again for coming on. I really appreciate it. Here, we'll get him up here again.
What's up?
Hey.
Go.
My name's Layton, by the way. It's not Taylor.
Oh, what the hell? It's Logan?
Layton.
Oh, Layton. Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Man, I'm falling apart at the end of
That's
this
my,
stream. I was doing so good.
Taylor is my sleeper agent name.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a furry sleeper agent cell name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like
we're just
showing
wrapping up here. I thought of you earlier though when we were talking about shitty products from China.
Oh.
Are there any shitty products from China you want to throw out?
Holy shit! Let me get up my Temu thing. There's this little
Temu?
website.
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
It's this nice app. It's probably
Can you
Chinese malware. I'll try to strip it up on here. We can look at some of these products.
Can you share your screen?
Yeah, let me share the upper tab. Yeah.
Okay.
And
We can look at
share
some Temu
Temu.
products.
There we go. Yeah, I don't want special offers. Is it sharing?
Let's see. Oh, yep. Here we go.
Oh, there we go. Okay, so yeah, you got all these
Jackpot, bro.
pop-ups. Yeah, so we got all kinds of products
Wow.
here. So let's stick with trends and let's look up Skibbity toilet. We got
Maybe
all
some-
kinds of
Binders or something. What the hell? That's not some Chinese art.
pretty amazing product.
Oh, I could piss in that.
This
The frog with the open mouth. Oh, it's ready.
what I'm seeing here is that this has little flappers on. So whenever you piss on it, it like kind of got some bidets.
Yeah,
some
see,
really
guys,
wacky
this is
looking.
this is the kind
That's you know what it put on
Pocket bidet.
I guess a Sprite bottle, and you can give yourself a Sprite in them. Yeah, let's look up, try to find some other good products.
this is what we're gonna miss out on.
Look at all
folks.
this stupid bullshit you can buy from this.
You don't
Yeah,
want freedom. You want these.
Oh,
Yeah, what would we do without this stuff? Yeah, some frilly pants. Definitely need that.
all this stupid bullshit you can get.
You know how many Chinese babies it took to make those
Got all
pants?
kinds of. Well, you know the
All right,
best are
I'm
made by the
closing this
youngest,
out.
you know, because they have
Closing
like
it down,
smaller
Layton.
hands.
You're
All right.
eating my bandwidth. All right, guys. This has been the
bandwidth,
first
yeah.
stream. We'll do it again. We're signing off. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for doing the thing. Until next time.
Later, boys.
No problem. It was nice seeing you.
See you guys.
Until next time.